12 million Nigerians to get direct cash transfer from federal government. Labour Party National Chairman Julius Abure reportedly arrested in Benin. EFCC conducts nationwide raid of BDC as operation to rescue Naira continues. And Nnamdi Kanu to appear in court on February 26th over terrorism charges. Details now. The world news begins with the attention of the Department of State Services being drawn to plans by sections of the organized labor to stage protests between 27th and 28th of February 2024 in parts of the country over sundry economic issues. While the service recognizes such action a legitimate right of the labor movement, it however urges the body to shelve the plan in the interest of peace and public order. The DSS further calls on parties to pursue dialogue and negotiation rather than engaging in conducts that could heighten tensions. This is more so that the service is aware that some elements are planning to use the opportunity of the protest to foment crisis and by extension widespread violence. The development without doubt will worsen the socio-economic situation across the country. According to the DSS, it is common knowledge that all levels of government are striving to ameliorate the prevailing economic condition and as such should be given the benefit of doubt. So far, appropriate authorities are working assiduously with a spectrum of stakeholders to fashion out modalities to address the current difficulties. They should therefore be given the chance to handle the challenges at hand. In this vein, citizens are encouraged to recognize that what remains unresolved in peacetime would not be attained in wartime. The timeless piece of the esteemed poet J.P. Clark, The Casualties, is a resonating reminder to us on the possible dangers of escalated conflicts. In times of trouble, everyone will be a casualty. This is according to the SSS. Also, ongoing wars in the global scene are a stark reminder of their catastrophic repercussions on the affected countries' domestic environments. Thus, the critical need to protect and maintain internal stability and unity. Those exploiting the fault lines in the country need to have a rethink, as resort to negativities will endanger peaceful coexistence with dire consequences. Elsewhere, the federal government is set to restart the direct cash transfer to eligible Nigerians as part of measures to cushion the current economic hardship in the country. This was revealed today by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edu, during the ministry's retreat held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. According to him, the government plans to give the cash transfers to the poorest and most vulnerable Nigerians. Edu stressed that the federal government's direct cash transfers, which has about 3 million beneficiaries, would now be expanded so another 12 million can benefit from the scheme. According to the minister, and I quote, "The presidential panel on the social investment programs have prepared to go to Mr. President with an internal recommendation to restart the direct payments to the poorest and the most vulnerable. Everything is being done to ease the pain," end quote. The minister said the decision to inform the president of the panel's decision before the final report is completed to keep the president abreast of developments. He added that technology will be used to ensure smooth and transparent payment, avoiding manual processes and delays. Explaining why the government wants to adopt the direct cash transfer method, Edu said it has proven to be a valid means of reducing poverty. Elsewhere, Labour Party National Chairman Julius Abure has reportedly been arrested by operatives of the Nigerian Police Force in Edo State. According to Vanguard, the Labour Party chairman's arrest followed a petition by the party's youth leader, Comrade Eragbe Anselm Afimia. The youth leader petitioned the Edo State Commissioner of Police, alleging that he was attacked by some party members in December 2023. The petition was addressed to the Commissioner of Police, Edo State Command, and dated February 13. VOP News gathered that the Labour Party chairman was apprehended over allegations of premeditated attempted murder and alleged financial infractions, amongst others. You will recall that the embattled Labour Party chairman has faced criticism after being accused of misappropriating party funds totaling more than 3 billion naira. The suspended national treasurer of the party, Oluchi Okwara, had accused Abure of misappropriating the sum of 3.5 billion naira generated from the sales of nomination forms and other activities ahead of the 2023 general election. However, Aburi denied the allegation, saying that only 1.5 billion naira was obtained from the sales of nomination forms. In another development, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has launched a nationwide manhunt against persons involved in currency racketeering. According to sources at the EFCC, the move is to safeguard Nigeria's foreign exchange market and combat speculative activities. A source who asked not to be named told the People's Gazette that EFCC's concerted effort is to identify and bring to justice individuals engaged in currency-related illegal activities, including those involving foreign exchange speculation and other fraudulent practices. Numerous viral videos on social media have depicted the EFCC arresting individuals, particularly those connected to Bureau de Change. Successive governments have attributed the continuous decline of the naira against the dollar to these individuals. Also, the sources who disclosed the People's Gazette disclosed that the Commission is determined to ensure that the foreign exchange market operates in a fair and transparent manner and that Nigeria's economy is protected from criminal activities that could lead to its destabilization. Now, the federal government of Nigeria is set to resume the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the self-appointed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, on terrorism charges come Monday, February 26, barring any unforeseen circumstances. The decision follows the Supreme Court's judgment of December 15, 2023, which cleared the path for the continuation of Kanu's trial on the remaining 7-count charges against him. A notice signaling the trial's resumption indicated that proceedings would take place before Justice Binta Inyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Both Kanu's lead counsel, Mike Ozekame, a senior advocate of Nigeria, and the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice have been informed. Furthermore, the Director General of the Department of State Services has been contacted to ensure Kanu's presence in court on the designated date. The embattled IPOB leader has been in DSS custody since his arrest on June 19, 2021, when he was apprehended in Kenya and subsequently brought back to Nigeria by federal authorities. All right, you do know that we usually have a news analysis segment on the world news, and right here in the studio is Peter Anosike. Peter Anosike is a award-selling author, one of the strong and best-selling economic books in Africa. He's also a political, national, and social affairs commentator, a philosopher, and of course, you can actually say he is an economic strategist who actually has the right personality to help put in context some of the questions I want to ask him this evening on the World News at 6. Peter Anosike, welcome to VOP World News at 6.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Mr. Anosike. Apparently, I want to start off with the arrest of Julius Aburi. Well, you know that he's been embroiled in a couple of financial embezzlement and mishandling, and by one Oluchi Okpara within the Labour Party. Well, today he was arrested in Benin, and the way and manner through which that happened, some speculators or some individuals have attributed the manner of his arrest as an opportunity to publicly humiliate him. So the question is, had it gotten to the point where he had to be publicly humiliated in such a manner? If a court order has been written and if a police order, if a written summon was given, did it have to be such a dramatic display?
Well, for me, it is a sheer gangsterism, the way he was arrested.
Okay.
If it's a petition that was written in 2023 of so-called attempted murder, understand? This is a very high public officer, a national chairman of a party. If Labour Party is not the first in the country, it should be among the third.
Okay.
So he has a right to self-recognition,
right,
going by his own person. But what I saw on television is gangsterism.
All right.
So, but they can premeditated opinion.
All right.
I don't think that just because of what happened that they took such an action. They behave as if an armed robber.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That is what I saw on the television. It was as if they are arresting a very violent armed robber.
Aside from that, Mr. Anosike, it was not just on TV, it was across all social media platforms. Like, this was something deliberately set up to have such a footage across every platform through which you can say maybe whatever it is he's been accused of is true. Could that be the kind of interpretation this entire dramatic arrest was meant to portray?
Well, for me, police has an ultra motive for conducting such an arrest.
All right.
I'm sure that if they had asked him that to come, he would have come.
Okay.
He wasn't declared wanted. He was not running away. Even if it's because of the allegation of the Oluchi Opara, it doesn't warrant this kind of arrest. Because he's not an armed robber, he's not a violent person. Then why stage that it's a drama? Understand me? It is a shame on the part of the police for doing that. I know that somebody or some people just decided to do it that way to disgrace him. But for me, the disgrace is on the Nigeria police, not on Abure.
All right, Ms. Anosike, we have a lot of issues I want you to put in context, so I'm going to be fast in my questions to you. The second one is concerning the SSS warning Labour on the planned protest they intend to organize, possibly between the 27th and 28th of February 2024. According to according to the SSS, categorically they are saying that dialogue and negotiation is better than engaging in conducts that could heighten tensions. And recently there have been quite a lot of comments made by some traditional and religious leaders concerning the hardship going on in the country. Godswill Akpabio have said that this entire protest and divisive comments are by political opponents. They are the ones sponsoring the protest. You also have Kashim Shettima alluding to that same line of thought, that there are individuals deliberately in place to sabotage this administration. And it's quite unfortunate when we consider the current economic reality in the country. Would you say that the SSS advised to the Labour Union or the Nigerian Labour Congress to shelve whatever planned protests at this time that tensions are high is the right advice to give now?
Well, I want to start with Shettima and with Akpabio.
Okay.
Is it the opposition that made the rise to be sent at 75,000 naira? Is that the problem of the opposition? No. Is it the opposition that caused the hardship in the country? No. So the truth is that the administration has run out of ideas. The administration has lost control. Understand me? So what they are now doing is scrambling for who to push their responsibilities to. Understand me? So saying that it is the opposition, it is the administration that has caused the hunger, and a hungry man is an angry man. You cannot tell a hungry man not to behave angrily. Okay. So the whole Nigerians, even those that voted for the administration, are also hungry. So the Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir of Kanu, that made those statements, we are not card-carrying members of the parties in the opposition. So what everybody is talking is reality. The SSS is living in denial because they too are facing the heat. They don't have their own different market. They don't have their own. This morning, people were buying fuel at 800 naira per liter. This morning, people are buying petrol at 800 naira per liter. And speculation is that it's going to sell for 1,000 naira. Is it the fault of the opposition? No.
But I thought fuel subsidy was subtly being implemented. Why is it getting? They are
paying partial subsidy. They are paying partial subsidy, and it's even because of that partial. If not, fuel would have been selling at 1,500 at this moment. So it is that partial subsidy that has kept it where it is. So this government has lost control. They have run out of ideas.
Mr. Anosike, the federal government is set to restart the direct cash transfer to eligible Nigerians as part of measures to cushion the current economic hardship in the country. This was revealed today by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edo, during the ministry's retreat, which was held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and that the government plans to give the cash transfers to the poorest and most vulnerable Nigerians. Now, according to the minister, the Presidential Panel on Social investment programs have prepared to go to Mr. President with an internal recommendation to restart the direct payments to the poorest and the most vulnerable. Everything is being done to ease the pain. You recall that during former President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure, this same proposal or this same measure was implemented by the same Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. When she was asked, what data do you have to conduct this measure, she said most of these vulnerable persons or poorest of the poorest are unbanked, that they would go to these communities and share this money. At the end of the day, we did not get any report, and we're hearing how much was looted through this means. Do you think this is the right approach for the federal government in tackling the current hunger or economic crisis?
You don't solve an economic problem by sharing money, because no matter what they are being given to, one, this thing is a scam, very big scam, because there's no data, and the poorest of the poor in Nigeria don't have bank accounts, they don't have phone numbers. How do you reach them? How do you transfer money to them? So what, it is a scam. And even though that you are going to give this money, what is it going to buy for them in the market? Nothing. A bag of rice is selling at 75,000 naira per bag.
80,000 naira in some instances.
80,000. Gas has gone to 1,300, 1,400. The money you are going to give them, what is it going to buy for them in the market? A bread of loaf, a loaf of bread. Check how much it is. So this government, as I said, has lost ideas. They have lost control. This is not the right way.
All right, Mr. Peter Onosike, this morning I recall having a conversation with you when I saw the headlines on the National Daily that naira to a dollar is now 1,950 naira, and it's almost like consecutively for this entire week it's been so. It's quite unfortunate because nobody understands what's going on. The free fall of the naira against the dollar has gripped headlines and dominated media coverage in recent months. Now, as the value of Nigeria's currency plunges to new lows every week, it has become the most discussed economic issue. Now, you know that in Nigeria everything is tied to fuel price and dollars. Even people who have never seen or touched a dollar in their lives base the prices of their goods and services on the rise and fall of the dollar. Please, why is the naira on a consistent free fall? We don't understand the factors leading to this. 1,950 to a dollar. Mr. Onosike, we're saying possibly before the end of next month. What do you think the dollar would have gotten to a naira? Before
Friday, it will go to 2,000 naira per dollar. Before next tomorrow.
The question is this: what is the problem? Apparently, the EFCC launched a nationwide manhunt against persons involved in currency racketeering, and the currency racketeering are persons who sell BDC. This malams that sell bureau de change operators. Now, apparently, there are videos on social media depicting the EFCC arresting individuals, particularly those connected to bureau de change. How is this going to help the free fall of the naira?
Well, it is not going to do anything, understand, because they are not the problem there. This government don't want to face a reality.
Okay.
And the problem is that, one, the unification has failed. Do you know how much that was pumped in for unification? That exercise has failed. Right. Understand? So all the things that the Kadaso has done has failed. So they don't know all the problem. But the issue is this: our naira is not standing on anything
at all.
It's not standing on anything. That's why it can fall easily until they begin to do the right thing, which is, one, creating enabling environment for business to start to grow. Again, for Nigeria to start producing and
instead of consuming
and exporting. These are the answers. We have to do more of export than import. We have to try to be self-sufficient in food. They should stop this insecurity.
All right.
Without all these things, the naira will before June, it will be exchanging for 2,500.
Mr. Anosike, I don't want to think about it because currently what we are facing is unbearable.
We should face the reality.
Apparently, the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, has reacted to the rising cost of living. And according to him, apparently he says that the situation of the current economic hardship in Nigeria has led to the outbreak of protests in some parts of the country. So he tweeted and said, "This is the fastest election consequences I have ever seen since I was born. It took only 8 months for everything to crumble, and it is coming at a time when Nigeria is facing severe security challenges, which includes banditry, kidnappings, and attacks by different terrorist groups." What's your take to his comments?
What he said is true. Understand? Because we know that the right thing was not done at the beginning.
Okay.
And every action has its own consequences. So this happens when the proper foundation was not laid. Understand? P2B said that the manner at which somebody comes into office will determine what the person is going to do in that office.
Yeah.
When you get into office through the window, there's no way you are going to do the right things. Understand me? So for me, it is coming even faster than I had envisaged. For example, this exchange rate, I was thinking that it will come by June. I was saying by June. Naira will be exchanging at 1,500. That's by June.
But this is just February 21.
February. Understand me? Imagine what is going to exchange by June. So for me, Nigeria is in a worse state.
Mr. Anosike, in reaction to Kashim Shettima's statement that there are some individuals within the presidencies, which is forces who are hell-bent on plunging this country into a state of anarchy, well, that they are desperate because they did not gain power by voting. So instead of waiting for 2027, their intent is to collapse the country. Well, Chidi Odinkalu, you know him, he's a human rights activist. He said, these people, this was via a tweet, and he tweeted, "These people store power and still can't sleep. See how they credit the opposition with magical presence and powers in the places where they credited the opposition with no votes." Do you think that Chidi Odinkalu's reaction or statement is commensurate to what Kashim Shettima is saying? Is there any form of reasoning to that?
For me, what Chidi Odinkalu said is true. Okay. Because government...
he's saying they store power, they can't sleep, and you say it's true?
Well, listen to me. Esther,
yes, sir.
If you are giving $5 million now, you need money. But if you are giving $5 million now, your eyes will be open till tomorrow. Understand me? Because you've gotten what you are not prepared for. It's going to disturb you. Understand? It is going to disturb you. It's going to worry you. Understand? So that's happened when you are not mentally ready for what you got. Understand me? So for me, Shettima should face reality. Their government has run out of ideas. Their government has lost it. So they are the cause of their own problems. The oppositions are just watching and watching what is happening. Understand me? So they shouldn't push anything to the opposition. Opposition does not have funds. Opposition does not cause inflation. Understand me? Opposition is not in the capital market. So they are the cause of their problem, not the opposition.
Mr. Peter Anosike, you have been quite insightful in responding to all the barrage of questions I was asking you. Thank you so much for your time in participating and sharing your perspective on the issues raised up here on the World News at 6.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I sincerely do appreciate your input. It's time for us to wrap up the World News, and here again are the top stories. You heard that SSS advises Nigerians to endure current hardship as protests will bring chaos. 12 million Nigerians to get direct cash transfer from federal government. Labour Party National Chairman Julius Abure reportedly arrested in Benin. EFCC conducts nationwide raid of BDC as operation to rescue Naira continues. And Nnamdi Kanu to appear in court on February 26th over terrorism charges. That's a wrap on the World News at 6. My name is Esther Nwachukwu. Good evening. Thank you for staying with us. Subscribe to our social media handles at VOP 903 FM. On YouTube, it's VOP 903 FM. To have yourself a wonderful evening.